What do you do when the man who swore forever raises a glass to someone else? Right in front of you. That's the question I couldn't answer that night. The air smelled like rain and expensive wine, sharp and heavy. As I stood in the dim corner of La Vigna, a chic bistro downtown, my coat was still damp from the drizzle outside, clinging to my shoulders. My name's Elena Carter, 31, graphic designer, mother of 2. It was supposed to be a special night, our 12th anniversary. James had texted me that morning. Big surprise tonight, babe. Meet me at 7. Wear that red dress I love. I'd spent hours getting ready, curling my hair, slipping into that dress, the silk cool against my skin, imagining his grin when he saw me. Maybe a weekend getaway, I thought, or that necklace I'd hinted at. 12 years deserved something beautiful, didn't they? I got there early, heart buzzing like it did when we were 26 and reckless, sneaking kisses in his old pickup. The hostess pointed me to a private booth in the back. I walked over, heels clicking on the hardwood, picturing his arms pulling me close. But then I saw him, James, my James, already there, not alone. A woman sat across from him, mid-30s, sharp cheekbones, blonde hair spilling over a black blazer. They were laughing, glasses raised, clinking in a toast. His hand brushed hers as he set his drink down. She didn't pull away. My stomach twisted, a cold knot tightening fast. I froze behind a potted fern, breath shallow, watching. He leaned in, whispering something that made her smile. A smile I hadn't seen him earn for me in months. This wasn't my surprise. This was his secret. The room spun, warm lights blurring into streaks. 12 years, 2 kids, a mortgage, late night talks about forever. And here he was, toasting to something that didn't include me. I should have walked away. Should have gone home to our boys. Pretended I'd never seen. But my feet wouldn't move. I needed to know how far this lie went. Welcome to Cheating Stories Diary, where the truth cuts deeper than you expect. It didn't hit me all at once. Betrayal's a slow poison, seeping in drop by drop until you can't breathe. That night at La Vigna was just the final drip. A shard of glass in a wound I'd ignored for months. I'd felt him slipping long before. James, 40, construction manager, started coming home later. Site delays, he'd mutter, eyes flicking to his phone, fingers tapping out a rhythm I wasn't part of. I'd nod, stirring pasta for the boys. Liam, 9, and Noah, 6. Telling myself he was tired, stretched thin. But the signs sharpened, cutting deeper each time. A new cologne, sandalwood, not the citrus I'd bought him, clung to his shirts. I'd bury my face in the laundry, inhaling, hands trembling as the scent confirmed what my heart denied. Receipts in his truck told stories I didn't want to hear. $87 at a steakhouse, $45 at a wine bar, dates when I'd been home folding socks. I'd hold them, paper crinkling, my pulse a dull thud in my ears, then shove them back under the seat, fingers cold, like touching them made it real. I remembered our 10th anniversary, 2 years back. A cabin in the mountains, snow dusting the windows, the air thick with pine. He'd pulled me onto the porch, wrapped a blanket around us, his breath warm against my cheek. "You're my always, Elle," he'd whispered, hands steady, eyes locked on mine. I'd believed him. God, I'd believed him. Now that memory clawed at me as I stood in La Vigna, shadows stretching across the hardwood. He laughed with her, Kara, tipping his head back the way he used to with me. The contrast gutted me. Then I was his world. Now I was a ghost watching from the dark. Couldn't unsee it, so I dug. His phone, once tossed carelessly on the counter, now concurrent with a passcode, 6 digits I didn't know. I'd catch him texting in the garage, thumb flying, a half-smile tugging his lips, the kind he'd flash me over coffee years ago. One morning, he left his laptop open on the kitchen table. A rookie mistake. I scrolled, breath shallow, hands slick with sweat. Emails from K. Larson at his firm. "Drinks tonight. Missed you at the meeting." Nothing explicit, but the tone, soft, familiar, a thread of something private, twisted the knife. Then, a photo. buried in a folder labeled work, timestamped 3 weeks ago. James and Kara at a bar, her arm around his waist, his grin wide, unguarded. My stomach lurched, bile rising. I clicked it shut, chair scraping as I stood, hands shaking so hard I dropped my mug. Coffee splashed across the tile, dark and bitter, like the truth pooling around me. Doubt gnawed first, maybe it's nothing, a work thing, a friend. But the progression was relentless. I'd lie awake, replaying her hand on his in that photo, the clink of glasses at La Vigna. Doubt became confirmation when I found a text. His phone buzzed on the couch one night, screen lighting up before it locked. Can't wait to see you tomorrow, Jay. No name, but I knew. My chest tightened. A silent scream trapped behind my ribs. The room felt too quiet, shadows stretching long and thin across the walls. I didn't cry, not yet. I just sat there, hands clenched, nails digging into my palms, the pain grounding me as certainty settled in. He wasn't just working late. He was building a life I wasn't part of. Sleep abandoned me that week. I'd lie in our bed, his side cold, sheets untouched, staring at the ceiling, the hum of the fridge downstairs a mocking lullaby. Anger came first, hot and jagged, slicing through me. How dare he? 12 years, 2 kids, a mortgage, late night talks about forever, and he throws it away for her? I'd pace the kitchen, fists balled, imagining his face when I'd scream the truth. Then heartbreak, quiet, heavy, sinking into my bones. I'd see her, Kara Larson. I'd learned from a coworker's LinkedIn blonde, poised, everything I wasn't anymore. Self-blame crept in, a whisper I couldn't silence. Was it me? The stretch marks from Noah, faint silver lines across my stomach? The way I'd stopped wearing makeup, trading heels for sneakers? My hands shook as I poured coffee, spilling it across the counter, brown rivulets pooling like the mess of us. Grief hit hardest in the silence. One night, I sat on the couch, clutching a photo from Liam's 5th birthday. James hoisting him up, me laughing beside them, flour on my cheek from the cake I'd baked. Tears slid down my face, silent and steady, dripping onto the frame. I'd built my world around him. Every plan, every dream, and now it was crumbling. Isolation followed, a thick fog. I couldn't tell my sister, Jess, not yet. Her pity would break me. I couldn't face the boys' questions. Where's Dad? I'd fake a smile, say, work, and turn away, chest tight, throat burning. Part of me wanted to confront him, scream until the walls shook. But another part, a colder, sharper part, wanted proof. Wanted him to hang himself with his own lies. I saw us 14 years ago, our first date. A dive bar, sticky tables, sweet Caroline, crackling through a jukebox. He'd grinned, shy, and said, I'm not good at this, but I'd like to see you again. I'd fallen for that grin, for the way his voice softened just for me. Now it haunted me. Had it ever been real? The past felt like a lie, every memory tainted by her perfume, her laugh. I wiped my eyes, hands clammy, and decided. I'd watch him. I'd wait. And when I had enough, I'd make him face me. 2 weeks later, I followed him. He'd said he had a client dinner at the Oak Room, a swanky spot across town. I asked my friend Sarah to watch the boys, told her I needed air. She didn't push. Her eyes said she knew something was off. I parked a block away, slipped into the restaurant, and found a corner table. There he was with Kara at a candlelit booth. She wore a green dress, elegant, effortless. He poured her wine, his laugh carrying over the hum of chatter. My pulse hammered, a dull roar in my ears. The room smelled of garlic and oak, but all I could sense was that sandalwood cologne, wafting from him like a taunt. I watched for an hour, shadows flickering from the candles. Her hand grazed his arm. He didn't flinch. They toasted again, probably to some project, some excuse. Then she slid her fingers over his under the table, a secret woven into the clink of glasses. That was it. I stood, chair scraping loud against the floor. A jagged sound that cut through the din heads turned, conversations died. James looked up, eyes widening, wineglass frozen midair. Elena! His voice cracked, barely audible over the silence. I kept my tone cold, steady, each word a blade. Nice surprise, huh? Celebrating our anniversary with her. Kara shifted, eyes darting, green dress catching the light. Who? She started, voice small. His wife? I snapped, locking onto him. 12 years. 2 kids. Guess that didn't make the toast. He swallowed hard, Adam's apple bobbing. It's not. His words stumbled, weak. Don't. My voice sliced through, sharp and final. I leaned closer, voice dropping to a hiss. I've smelled her perfume on you for months. Seen the texts. The photo. Pause. Heavy, deliberate. You thought I'd never ask? Silence stretched, taut and brittle. Kara stared at her plate, fingers twitching. He gripped the table, knuckles white, jaw tight. Please, he muttered, voice low, trembling. Not here. I straightened, eyes burning into his. Here's perfect. A beat. You wanted a new life? Let's toast to it. I grabbed his glass, raised it high, the wine sloshing slightly. To freedom, yours and mine. I set it down, untouched, the clink echoing like a gavel. Then I walked out, heels clicking, the air outside cool and damp against my burning skin. Tell me in the comments, do you think he really felt guilty, or just sorry he got caught? Outside, rain streaked the pavement, mirroring the chaos in my head. I could have crumbled. Part of me wanted to. The part that still heard, "You're my always," in his voice, soft and sure. But something snapped into focus, cold and clear. He didn't deserve tears, he deserved consequences. I drove home, mind racing, wipers thumping a steady beat. I'd saved those receipts, screenshot his emails, kept that bar photo on my phone, timestamp glaring. I'd found a hotel keycard in his jacket, room 312, the Meridian, dated a month ago. My hands shook as I tucked it into a drawer, the plastic cool and damning. Evidence stacked like bricks, building a wall between us. At dawn, I called my bank, voice steady despite the hour. Freeze the joint accounts, I said. All of them. The teller hesitated. You sure, Mrs. Carter? Yes, I snapped, sharper than I meant. He'd notice by noon, but I'd be ready. Then the lawyer, Rebecca Klein, a friend's recommendation. I met her that afternoon. Rain tapping the office window like a metronome. Divorce? I told her, fingers tracing the edge of her desk. Full custody. He doesn't get to walk away clean. She nodded, pen scratching notes, her calm fueling mine. I'd ordered a hidden camera online, small, discreet, for the living room. If he brought her here, I'd have it on tape. Every lie, every touch, preserved. The public reveal brewed slower, a plan taking shape in the quiet. Our anniversary party was in 2 weeks. October 12th, our backyard strung with lights, family and friends gathered. He'd expect me to play happy wife, smile for the photos. Instead, I'd turn it into his reckoning. I'd invite Kara, text her from his phone when he wasn't looking, come celebrate with us. She'd walk in, oblivious, straight into the fire. I'd expose them mid-toast, let the truth spill over the pie and laughter. Financially, I'd already won. His cards would decline by then, his access cut. Legally, Rebecca was drafting papers, silent and swift. If he fought, I'd report the hotel stays as theft, joint funds, my name on the account. He'd built this trap. I'd spring it. But resistance gnawed at me. Was I overreacting? That photo, maybe it was just drinks, a moment, not a life. I saw Liam's birth. James cradling him in the hospital. Tears in his eyes. We're a team, he'd said, voice thick. Now, Liam's quiet trust, Noah's giggles. They flashed through me, a plea to stop. Could I forgive? Part of me still loved him. The part that remembered his hand in mine. The way he'd hum Sweet Caroline off-key, out of tune but mine. But then I'd smell that sandalwood, see her fingers on his, and the love curdled to rage. The boys deserved better than a father who'd trade us for her. I deserved better. I paused, rain drumming the roof, and let the thought settle. Revenge wasn't just justice. It was survival. The party came fast. October 12th. Our backyard glowed with string lights, the air crisp with fall. 50 guests, his parents, my sister, the boys running with cousins. James arrived, tie loose, expecting normalcy. Kara showed up, hesitant, in a navy coat. I texted her, "James wants you here." She'd bought it. I waited until dessert. Apple pie, his favorite, then stood, glass in hand, the red dress hugging me like armor. 12 years ago, I started, voice clear, cutting through the chatter. James promised me forever. Tonight, we celebrate what that really meant. I turned, curious. To Kara Larson, I said, nodding at her. His coworker, his secret, his choice. Gasps rippled. James froze, fork clattering. I watched them toast to it. Weeks ago, while I wore the dress he loved, his mother's hand flew to her mouth. Kara stammered. I didn't. I cut her off with a look, cold and final. James stood, face red, voice shaking. Elena, stop. No, I said, calm, unwavering. You stopped us. I set the glass down, walked inside. He didn't follow. The silence behind me was louder than any scream. The divorce finalized 3 months later, January 2025. I got the house, the boys. He got a studio apartment and a demotion. His firm didn't like scandals. Kara vanished, another notch on his belt. The boys asked questions. Dad made mistakes. I'd say, hugging them tight. Liam nodded, quiet, his trust dimmed. Noah cried once, then moved on, resilient in ways I envied. Kids heal faster than we do. I'm okay now. Not whole, but steady. The backyard's quiet these days. Lights gone. Pie uneaten in memory. I keep that red dress in the closet. A reminder I'm more than his lie. Walking away didn't erase the hurt, but it gave me back my voice. There's power in that, in choosing yourself when someone else didn't. The rain still falls sometimes, tapping the windows like it did that night. But now it doesn't drown me, it washes the past clean. Have you ever been left behind by someone you trusted with your life? Share your story below, because stories like these deserve to be told. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. The next story, you won't see it coming.